Okay, so I'm gonna go over everything and try not to miss anything, I hope. So, first thing, Slinky here, definitely an aisle monitor. Turned out that Joanna is actually an ornate monitor, so I'm having to change a couple of things around with the enclosure. The hide box had to get a lot smaller, so that's why the big log is now down here. So that's why this looks different than what it did, and eventually all this crap will get put in. Anyway, let's start with Slinky. So Slinky gets about half a dozen crickets a day, and you can toss the crickets into this powder. So this is just calcium powder. I just grab one of the honeycombs and I'll just shake it on top of the open bag until a half dozen or so crickets fall in it. That sponge right there is their water source, but yeah, food wise they should be good. Water, if the sponge is dry, then just soak it and put it back on the tray. And then yeah, the crickets, I just open up the bag and open one of the doors. So there's a lock right here. Push that all the way down and the door opens up. Click it back up and it locks. And I just shake the crickets until they fall into the enclosure, not into the water. She'll get interested real quick and quickly devour them. Joanna has in here, so these are pre-made bags of monitor chow. It's basically ground turkey, eggs with the shells still mixed in, some shrimp, and some calcium, and then some vitamin stuff. Anyway, so I take the bowl, I put just a smidgen of water in it because I don't want it to spill everywhere when I move it around. If you keep them wet, it's a lot easier to get the whole thing in the bowl, and then the whole bag can just go in the trash. So all of her supply for the time I'm gone will be right there. And then, if for some crazy reason something goes wrong with that, these are all frozen bags of the same monitor chow. There's more food in my fridge for my monitor than there is for me. And then do this without tripping or falling into the pond. Now, if you can't make it all the way in here, that's totally fine. This is a lot easier when I don't have a camera in my hand and I balance. So it'll go just right there. Is totally fine right in front of the little hide box. And she should come out and eat it all. If she doesn't, then whatever's not there can just be tossed into the grass in the backyard. Because if it goes in the big trash can, it's gonna stink really bad, and the stray cats will eat it from the backyard. But yeah, everything else is still set up on timer, so you should be good on that. Well, the humidifier, again, if it's empty, I just filled this up, but so it does seal that way. You just come on. I'm spinning the top, fill it up, put the cap back on, and then just put it back on the humidifier. I'm gonna set this so hopefully it runs the whole 24 hours. If it runs out, it just shuts itself off, no worries. But yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, Yay, field stuff. I shouldn't really get any email because most of my, in fact, I think all of my bills are all done online. But these are the keys to the mailbox. If there is mail in here, it's usually not from or for me, which is why that stupid sign exists. Oh, lights. So I leave these lights on all the time. The back, this light stays on all the time. One day I'll get furniture and there won't be crap everywhere. This light stays on all the time. And then the backyard light stays on all the time. And all of these lights, this one and this one, so the lights that point out to stay on all the time are the ones that stay on all the time. Every other light doesn't need to be on because we want, 12 hours of light, 12 hours of nighttime for these guys. We don't want them to have light 24 hours a day. It's not good for their cycle. Oh, that's a fly. Saw something in the back. I was like, is that a cricket on the wall? Yeah, so, and if you do leave some of the other lights on, I'm not worried about the power bill. Every bulb in this house, I put an LED bulb in, so they're like 10 cents a year to run. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully I have reception out there. And again, thanks a bunch. And yeah, again, it's worth some money to me at the end of this shindig. Thanks. Bye.